Hello and welcome to Fox Valley Today. I'm Barb Nadeau. My guest today is Mike Donovan from FACES4.org. I'm so glad you're with us today because I think this is probably going to be one of the most important interviews of the entire year, and I'm very happy to have Mike with us today. Mike, thank you so much for coming.
Oh, thanks for having me, Barb.
You've got a story to tell. We want to hear your story. Well, they don't know they want to hear your story, but it's like I said, it's one of the most important stories. They have to hear this story, and they have to be part of this journey because your family has gone through incredible loss, and you turned your grief into energy and are really making a difference, and to the point that the state of Illinois has jumped onto your cause and offered you incredible support in what you're doing, and we want to share your story, and we also want to share what we can do about it.
All right, well.
Okay, how's that for how's that for an introduction?
What an intro.
And what do we do with that?
What an intro. Okay, well, you know the story, but to start with, on October 10th of 2005, Nicole was on her way home from my house, and a speeding motorist hit her head on and killed my 23-year-old daughter Nicole and my 4-year-old grandson Devin. Of course, that's something no parent should ever have to deal with, is burying a child or a grandchild. I started doing the research as to what took my little girl's life, and I started looking at the statistics and saw over 1,000 people die every month on our roadways due to speeding-related crashes. And it's an acceptable practice in our country. Everybody speeds. And I couldn't let Nicole and Devin just be two numbers on 2005 statistics page. It was unacceptable to me. It was an avoidable crash. They don't need to be dead today just because somebody chose to speed. So I thought I would take all the knowledge that I gained. I put a website up for Nicole and Devin, and a woman named Dee Brandt contacted me, and you've met Dee before. And she had explained to me that her son Matt was killed the year before at age 15 in a similar crash, and they had just spent the last year writing a law to limit supervisions to 2 in this state for high-speed tickets. And she was just devastated that they did all this work and Nicole and Devin were killed anyways by a repeat offender. We got together and we decided something needed to be done. We had to take our voices and take our stories and at least share them with people so they understand that aggressive driving and speeding is killing over 1,000 people on the streets of the United States every single month. And with everybody speeding, we've got a real big uphill battle to at least change people's minds on it's dangerous, speeding kills. So that's about where we're at today.
Here at Fox Valley Today, we talk about special events, we talk about, grand openings, we talk about arts, entertainment, and medicine, all sorts of different topics. And often we talk about the social ills, the things that cause people grief in this world: alcoholism, drug abuse, things that are devastating families. But this is one that's a little bit different because, as you said, every single one of us with a driver's license is guilty. And this is something that we all have to look at. We all have to own up to and realize that by the grace of God, it's not us that has caused the death or disfigurement or disability of another human being.
Absolutely. I used to speed. I was an aggressive driver. If I was in a hurry, the speed limit sign was just a suggestion to me, as it is with a lot of people. They see
5 miles, 10 miles, 12 miles.
Automatically.
It doesn't matter how many miles over the speed limit. We tend to push that limit, don't we?
All the time, all the time. And we have to realize that the engineers rate these roads for the number of cars, the kind of curves, and they put the safe speed limit on these for a reason. And we know that people do exceed a little bit, but even 5 miles over the speed limit can be fatal. And people just have to learn to decide not to speed. I see it all the time with parents in their car. They have their kids in car seats and their kids in there, and they're speeding 10 and 15 over the speed limit, where in essence they're teaching their children it's okay to speed when they get their licenses. And I don't know a parent in the world when their child is getting their driver's license that isn't panicking that something might happen to them. All of a sudden it's a reality. We all have to start thinking of traffic safety on an everyday basis.
Mm-hmm. You have brought with you a couple photographs, and I'm just going to hold this up. Maybe we can get a close-up of these. This is Nicole and Devin. They were killed in October 2005 at the top of this card.
Correct.
There's a photograph of them. We're going to see if we can get a close-up. There they are, Nicole and Devin at the top of this card. Then here at the bottom, we've got Matthew Brandt. These are both accidents that happened here in our area, in our Fox Valley area. We reported on these crashes here at WSPY.
Yes, you did. Yes, you did. And these cards are a tool for law enforcement. We work with well over 200 police departments in Illinois, and they wanted a tool to use to explain the dangers of speeding to drivers. I had to think about it as, okay, I don't know anything about speeding. I didn't lose my daughter and grandson. What would I look at? Well, they wanted a statistics card. Well, if somebody handed me a statistics card when I got pulled over for speeding, if I didn't know, I'd throw it in the garbage. We wanted to come up with something visual that just at least showed the loss and the devastation that families go through in these kind of speeding-related crashes that are very avoidable. We've got over 500,000 of these on the streets of Illinois right now, and the Illinois Department of Transportation, Department of Traffic Safety funds this part of our program. We were just approved for our 4th grant through the Department of Traffic Safety. They really liked our programs. They thought it was a missing component in traffic safety with the number of fatalities from speeding. So they've been helping us out quite a bit over the last few years.
That is really something that, how did this get started? Did you go to them and say we want to stop speeders? This whole idea of giving somebody a statistics card that IDOT said, well, we want to give this to someone who gets a speeding ticket. Who started that? Was that you? Was that?
It was sort of an idea that happened.
Connected?
Well, the first year after my crash, Dee and I went around the whole state of Illinois talking to anybody who would listen. We went to all the traffic safety hearings that IDOT puts on every year throughout the different communities, and we spoke to the different communities about what we had been through and what we thought we needed to do about it. When you're fighting an invisible enemy, so to speak, and it's an uphill battle where you're trying to make a social norm change, it's just something people don't see as a problem yet. So we just sort of came up with it, just talking to different police departments and them saying, yes, we need a tool. And it just developed into these palm cards. We submitted them to IDOT for approval, and they were like, great, that's a great idea.